Hi, Malibu. Let me see about sharing this on Twitter. He said happy Friday Eve. Let me move this. Hopefully y'all can hear me okay. Does anything sound fuzzy or fucked up? Like any wind blowing into the mic or anything like that? It should be, but I'm just putting out notifications real quick for everybody. I hear wind, but it's not bad. Yeah, only thing you should hear is a fan. That's it. Alright, let me put these in. There we go. As long as you can hear me. Let that fan keep it cool. Actually, it's not too bad outside. I'm just like a very warm person, so I need like extra air. And right now it's, let's see, what's the weather going on? Oh, let's see, 67. So that ain't shit compared to how hot it's been other places. And for me, I know, like I said, I'm a warm motherfucker. I get hot. Hey Jody. Hey Small TV. Hey Amanda. Alright, that should have went out. Oh shit. Let me get this over on this other account too. This there we go. You said good morning. I'm the same. I'm claustrophobic, so I have to have moving air. Yeah. I'm also claustrophobic. I'm also very claustrophobic. So I feel that. For it's 8 a.m. right now, which is quite early. As y'all know, for me, I'll be doing the 3 a.m. and all that, but I'm feeling it. Okay, good. It posted in Discord too. Posted in Discord also. Hours away, but 1 hour difference. Yeah, it makes sense, right? The decks that I'll be using today are actually some that I've had for a minute, but you know, I don't use them as much as I should because this is what I used when I first started. He said, "Where are you?" I'm in New York, and I live in the country right now, so. But this deck I really love. This is a native deck. It was made by some Italian dude. And then this one, you know, acid melt type situation. You come across like in New York. Yeah, because I am. I was born and raised here, so. I got a little Californian in me too, though. Just because my grandparents, they were travelers, so. They're very well-traveled people, or they were. Can I get a general? Well, you gotta have a question for me. If you want something for free, have a specific question. Come ready, come prepared. What do you want me to look into? Okay, generally speaking. Just a touch. I feel like my style brings California. You know what I mean? He said, "What's your background?" What you mean, what's my background? You mean like ethnically? He said, okay, love. Thank you for specifying, because I can look into it. Nivea or Nivea? I feel like I got you confused last time too, or your name confused. I'm just gonna say Nivea. Nice name either way. Okay, in love. Oh man. Why do I feel like competition? It's all about competition with you. Competition. I feel like there's like limited like choices for you right now when it comes to love, because Nivea like the lotion. Okay, Nivea like the lotion. There's limited choices or options for you because you keep yourself so hidden. It's like you know, I feel like you like your peace, your calm. And so you inviting anyone in, it means a lot to you. It means a lot to you. It's scary for you. It makes you feel very, very nervous to invite anybody new into your situation. And, you know, for the most part, I think you're allowed to of course, be as picky as you want to be and be as to yourself as you want to be. But I do feel like a lot of your potential partners find that an issue. And they find that an issue because you're an individual. Like you're very individualistic. Like you are very much centered around yourself. I don't want to say self-centered because that always gives negative connotation as to someone who is like all about you, all about you, all about you. That's not true. You know what I mean? That's just not true. I won't say that about you. I do feel like you do have a heart. You have that heart that I feel like it's almost like innocent. Right, but in a way, it's innocence that you have to protect about yourself. So that's what I'm feeling right now. With love, you have to kind of treasure the moments that you are alone. in finding yourself, because if you don't, you're going to find it very difficult to find yourself when you're in love with somebody. You know what I mean? When you're in love with somebody, they have expectations, and so do you. And y'all can almost like, if you don't know who you are, and I feel like this is natural, with naturally the type of person that you draw in, Nivea, you draw in people who don't know who they are. It's expected that your partner is going to find out who you are or what you're about. That's what I feel like. You know what I mean? You've done all the groundwork. You've done all the growing, and a lot of your partners have not. A lot of your choices have not. You almost have to baby them, like walk them step by step, hold their hand, and try to force them to understand you, which is not a good feeling at all. So, you know, if you're truly looking for somebody, it's a matter of you, like, seeking out those vulnerable moments within yourself first. It's very easy for you to get a partner. Like you said, you could have anyone you want, and that I'm pretty confident on that shit. When I see that shit in the read, where it's like somebody is just so much of a good person or a soft heart that they can like literally have anyone that they fucking want. At the end of the day, you could most definitely, but I feel like it's good that you're being picky. It's good that you're being choosy, and that you're not you're choosing yourself over choosing someone else or choosing to raise someone else. That's super important. Okay, so for right now, stay to yourself. That is my biggest suggestion. You will have people approach you. I do see air signs approaching you. For whatever reason, you're going to be really drawn to that independent energy. But what you might feel as well with air signs is that there's not a lot of emotional recognition. So not a lot of people are going to be holding themselves accountable for, I think, a lot of the things that they do towards you or do towards others in their life. Okay, they're going to have a really hard time with being direct with you as well, because even though they're direct people, air signs are all incredibly direct people, they're going to find it harder on them to be direct with you because they're trying to impress you. They don't want to disappoint you, right? And in order to make it a safe place for these individuals to come to you and feel vulnerable with you, my suggestion is just, like I said, being vulnerable with yourself. About yourself, vulnerable about what you're looking for, and not settling for any less than what you're looking for. Yeah, like, don't sit there and try to diagnose someone. Okay, don't sit there and try to work out their problems for them. They either have their problems sorted out or they don't. And you have to be, like I said, very direct about what you want. But you're always allowed to still continue to be the soft person that you are, and it's the same loving person that you are. It's just more directness is the suggestion. Okay, that's what's going on. You said, what's my ethnicity? I'm black and white. I'm black and white. I'm Italian. I'm Sicilian, and Haitian. West African. I'm pretty much a mixed breed, though. I got a lot of different things in me, but most of all, Italian, whites, and black. Do you see my finances increasing by the end of the week? Let's see. Yes, and yes. I be told that I act like a man. You don't. Truth be told, you don't. You just have to continue to find those people that are open to your style of love and connection. You are positively attracted to communication. Like, you love to communicate. You love to talk to somebody, but not in a way, not always in a romantic way. You like to talk about, like, the logic of things and life and how life has been treating you. You don't want to sit there and go through your emotions, which I get that. I understand that, but you're going to have to do that. But Bali, I see that you are going to have finances by the end of this week. It looks like you've been waiting a really long time. I don't know if there's like some sort of a I feel like you almost, Bali, you have a dependency on your work life, because I feel like your work life takes a majority of your time. 98% of your time is your work. That's what I would say. another thing, I think that it's okay for you to take breaks. I don't think you notice how much energy you actually donate towards work. At times when you're feeling angry, I can feel like your anger and frustration, and a lot of your like fight comes from the fact that you spend a majority of your time in your workspace. And growth is great, but slow growth is okay too. You need to be okay with, and I don't know if it's like a little bit of fire or fury in you, a little bit, like maybe a little bit of fire sign in you. But you need to be willing to also take shit slow for your own sake, for your own mental. Like I said, a lot of your frustration, a lot of your anger can come from like the amount of work you're doing, which you're doing a good job on, by the way. There's nothing wrong with like I said, you know, making that bag, making that bread. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to also be willing to take some time off of yourself. That's kind of the hardest battle with people who are hard workers or who hyper focus. Like you have a hyper fixation on making it bread, but you need to have a hyper fixation all around yourself. All around you. Oh man, Cecilia, yeah, you know, I think that my background can look quite interesting to people just because, you know, I got the narrow eyes and that sort, but that all comes from the Sicilian side, you know, because Sicilians are mixed bag themselves and mutts themselves. A lot of them are darker skinned. When you think of an Italian person, of course you think of like a tan, but like these people is dark. I'm telling you, my grandfather is just, he's 50% Italian and 50% white, and that motherfucker's darker than I am. Dark. So, you know, I got kind of like mixed breed going on. What does JK feel for me? Okay, Meg. JK feels like, oh man. Okay, I mean, JK kind of looks at you like your family. You know what I mean? Like it's a necessity to have you in his life. It's a necessity for him to have. For some reason, he views you as a necessity. Now that could just be because how much of time y'all have put into each other, and how, you know, close that you guys had gotten to like a very, very serious connection or serious relationship. That or it's kind of like this, right? He's always felt connected to you even from the beginning of y'all's relationship, but, you know, I think had troubles expressing, and still has troubles with expressing how he feels that connection. Okay, so I'm just saying, I think that there is definitely room for improvement on how JK communicates, because I just don't think that he knows how to communicate how he feels about you. He has a lot of trouble with communicating like basic simple needs to you as well. He doesn't want to scare you away or act too pussy, so he like act like too macho, and it's almost I think you get set back by that because you're like, wait, you know you don't need to have that wall up with me, right? You don't need to be any particular type of person to get to know me and get close to me. Like you don't need to act like that. But I just don't think he fully gets that or understands that. And I don't think he trusts you enough to let his guard down yet. It doesn't matter how long like that y'all been knowing each other and dealing with each other, he still struggles with letting his guard down. He's got a lot of control issues as well. So he can be uber controlling when it comes to, you know, even your feelings. He might even reject you in certain types of ways. Like, Meg, if you find yourself crying or getting emotional in front of him, he gets immediately uncomfortable. But he feels connected to you. Like family, you know, so maybe sister vibes from you. Maybe you get along with a lot of men. Excuse me. Your Cree Indian. It's been a while. Hey, motor culture. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a minute. Yeah, JKB doing fucking disappearing acts all the time. Likes to keep his distance. I can see how that would be frustrating. He's got a little Scorpio in him somewhere that triggers and causes him to lose control of his feelings and emotions and run away. He's a runner. Hey, Lucky Libra, may you please have a read? Can you ask me a specific question? Do you have what do you want? What do you want to look at? Do you want to look at love? Do you want to look at money? Be more specific, so that we can focus on what's troubling you. Because I could definitely look through the cards and see what's troubling you, but I wanna fixate, so we can talk about it real quick, and you can get your free little advice. A lot of air sign energy today. Malibu, I saw what you see. You said money. I got you. Let's look at money. Long-lasting generational wealth. That's what I feel like you're aiming for, Lucky Libra. Yeah, you're looking for that long-lasting shit. I also pick up in you hiding money. I don't know if there's like significance to you like stowing away your money or your finances because you're afraid of your family, or perhaps even like a romantic interest taking what you have. That, or you just being really frugal. Which I can understand how like the frugal activity comes from a background of long-lasting poorness, of being basically broke your whole entire life. If not broke, then just having horrible financial influence. Because, none of the people knew how to manage themselves or the finances. Like, none of them knew how to take care of you, Lucky Libra. And I feel like that's still applicable to you now. It's like every time you meet someone or find somebody who you think is right for you, they can't take care of you in the way that you want to be taken care of. You have yourself set goals, and if they don't meet those set goals, then you can't sit with them. You just don't feel comfortable with that. So I see you hiding shit. I like I said, I see you having to hide. Let me see. What's coming in money? Okay. I can see that you're so used to hiding, what you got going on in your life, or so used to not expressing that it also kind of influences your finances and your money too. Like, I think if people realize how much of a hard worker you truly were, that like they would respect your time. They would respect you instead of trying to argue with you or trying to fight with you on shit, or trying to just like distract you. I feel like if you were to say to somebody like today, I mean, even just now, like I'm a little bit busy. Like I can't keep dividing my attention between you and work. I have to focus on this right now. I do feel like people will give you your flowers and give you your respect. So don't be afraid to express that to the people that you care about, that you're needing the time to work and to grow on shit. There's no breaks in being who you are as a woman. There's no breaks in being who you are as a person. You have to keep going. And I think people would be a lot more understanding of that if you would communicate that part as well. You know, I think if you leave them guessing, that's when it gets more intense and they start trying to almost force or bust their way in through your front door type shit. And if they don't respect your boundaries, like when you're saying like, I need time to process, I need time to get to where I need to be, then I would suggest you removing yourself. But only until you can perfectly communicate that, like, I have my own time and I need to continue working on me and what I want and what I want to build. Because the more that you push me, the more that you try to weasel your way under me, the more I'm going to push you away. Like I said, if you're dealing with an individual who does not understand that, then most definitely you should peel yourself back from that situation and maybe turn off notifications for that individual, because that's dangerous, right? Someone trying to distract you and just someone trying to control your time, that's dangerous. That's really dangerous for Libra, because Libra can get all sorts of caught up in romance and love and loving family as well. Sometimes your love can be very financially based. Sometimes your love can be trips. It can be, you know, like, I think you're focusing on self-love right now. So you save it up for, like, you know, things to do with your physical self, right? So when somebody else comes into play, you like to spoil, okay? You like to spend your money and spend your time with people. And you also like to take care of yourself. Like, you don't want anyone having to pay for you, fight for you, sit there and, you know, you don't like that. You hate that feeling, in fact. You know, well, being taken care of emotionally and physically is totally separate. It's totally different. I blocked them. That's good. Okay, so you already gotten the work done. You already got the work, for the most part. You've gotten the work done. I can see that. But as long as you got your point across and were able to communicate and express the fact that you were like, you know, I'm not with it. I'm not with the fact that you're trying to take care of me in a way that I can take care of myself. That's good. Okay, that's good. It's only growth from here, by the way. Like, it's only growth from here. You only get better and better with your finances. And I think saving is a part of that, but also not being distracted by others' needs and wants. The needs and the wants of other people are primarily what always holds you back. I just want you to know that when something goes down, when a pin drops, when somebody is struggling or drama starts in the family, you're almost always responsible for being the person that people come to as like the listening ear, or the person who can for some reason they view you as the one person who can deal with it, but that's just not true anymore. It's not true, because it's not, like I said, it's not your business. You can't keep investing in shit that's none of your fucking business. Or that you view as just a big fucking waste of time, because you know the situation is just never going to change. So that's where money is it's going to really start improving, I feel like, as we edge more near the summertime. Specifically, I could say August. So end of summer is where I see the biggest profit for you. But like I said, you're really, really going to have to use that block button a lot, because this is not the end of people trying to sabotage or distract you. It's just not the end, you know. And I'm sorry that you have to deal with that amount of pressure, but like, that's the plight of where we're born into, right? Or how we're born into certain situations. Of course, they put you in a role that you never wanted to be in, and you're expected to do that role. But as you're peeling away and as you're healing, you know, the issue lies in the fact that you kind of dedicate 50% of your time to dealing for solving other people's issues, and 50% of your time to solving your own. And you just cannot divide yourself like that anymore. You have to do 100% you. And that's where you have to stay at. That's what you have to fix, is you and yourself and your own situation. You can't be 50-50 no more. Stop giving people advice. Stop, like I said, stop all that. Because you know, and it's not even something deep, you know that these people will not change. Will not change. You said I needed to be out. Yeah, August is where everything really, really picks up for you. It really picks up for you. Okay? I'll be worried about my finances too much as the Taurus in me. It's draining. Yeah, I understand it, because when you took that role on, not you, like I said, you didn't do it intentionally. It's not something you did intentionally to caretake for people in your family or in your life. You just didn't mean to do that. But everyone that has come towards you or wants you in their life forces that role on you, and makes it so that you have barely any time to breathe. So the things that you're wanting for your future almost look further and further away as people keep pouring that shit onto you, right? It just keeps looking further and further away. You have to keep pushing it back, but there's no sense in doing that shit no more. Like I said, drop it. Drop. If you have perfectly communicated yourself and you already said, I need time and space to breathe. I need time and space for my money. I need time and space to get me a new house and get me into a new situation. And you're not helping with the shit that you're bringing to my attention, with the shit that you're saying. You're not being respectful of my feelings. So unless you're ready to be respectful of my feelings, I'm going to have to block you. I'm going to have to remove you. I'm going to have to turn off the notifications. I'm going to have to do all that. I have to. It's the mama bear in me. I know. And Libras have natural maternal energy, natural nurturing energy. It's going to be really hard for you. But, at the end of the day, you have to do it. You have to fight for yourself. They know how it's like I am vulnerable. Yeah, of course they do, right? They know how to manipulate and use it against you. So, that's not fair, though. It's just not fair. How are you supposed to focus on you when everyone with a hangnail and a boo-boo and a scratch comes running your way? That's not fair at all. And in fact, that's quite disrespectful that they wouldn't even consider your feelings before bringing certain shit to your attention or dumping it all over you. You get no breaks, right? You get no breaks. So now you have to create a boundary. That's the only time that you're going to actually face time where you can be at peace, is when you create that boundary. All right, Malibu, I saw what you said. You want me to look into the summer. What's unexpected for the summer? So you want me to look into the unexpected, or the things that are maybe a little bit more like catch you off guard type situation, or are you looking for what's coming? Because you said unexpected. What do you mean? Unexpected or expected? You know what I mean? But expect me to be tough and not emotional. Yeah, that's, like I said, not fair. That's not fair on you. That's not okay. It's not okay to keep treating you like you're a robot. That's not fair. Okay, so you be things that may shock you or surprise you, that sort of thing, Malibu. Something that might catch me off guard. Okay, things that'll catch you off guard. Okay, so something that might catch you off guard a little bit is the moving situation. There is going to be another opportunity, it looks like to me, to move, and I think it has something to do with moving closer to a different work situation, or moving closer to a different work schedule. So like I'm talking like a physical move, like moving house and home, or moving your apartment, or moving wherever your work is going to be, or wherever you saw or see this new opportunity. That's gonna be what's crazy for you. Okay, it's going to be initially, I think, a lot. Because the idea, even though you're wanting something new, the idea and the prospect of moving into a new territory in a new lifestyle is also something you have to kind of question your children about. You understand? Like, that's also something you're going to have to, like, sit down and talk to your family about, because, this is not, I don't think it's initially going to be easy for them. Okay. Yeah, I think as much as this is a really good thing for you, I think this also would be a really good thing for them on the mental and emotional scale, because then finally they'll be able to see mama like a little less stressed and a lot more happy, a lot more smiley. I feel like they haven't been able to see you really, really smile in a really long time and really, really let loose. And I think that that's the only way that you're going to be able to. Like, you've been really cold because, like, the healing aspect and trying to get yourself physically able enough to even entertain the idea of a move or something even simplistic like new work, new job, or new scenario. Like, you've been having to fight yourself for that practically. I see that there is more to come when it comes to offers and opportunities with money, because you once you get your head straight. Like, there's a lot in your head going on with this current workspace and this current job. There's a lot in your head and a lot of panic and distress that has happened over the past year and also over the past couple of weeks. A lot of panic and distress for you. You're in like panic mode or anxiety mode. And it's like when you don't feel safe and secure or sound in your work, then you can't feel safe and secure in your own home. So I think you need to you're going to definitely need to be prepared for all that comes with the idea of moving on and moving into a more simplistic household. I think that's going to be unexpected. Okay, it's going to be unexpected how much it changes you. I know you're kind of prepared for, like, okay, well, I've been wanting to move for a really long time, but I don't think it's a lot of stress. It's a chore. It's a chore. You're going to have to also entertain the idea that your children are they want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of the organization and a part of like the move as well, just as much as you are a part of the financial shit. They're going to want to be a part of that, or a part of the knowledge and knowing what's happening. So you're going to have to communicate with them. Okay, you're going to have to. You have to. Okay. That's what's going to happen. Okay? That's what's happening. It'd be awful for you to, like, find a situation that's happy for you and for them to be completely against it and make your life harder. So as long as you're warning them and letting them know beforehand that this is what mama's trying to do, then I feel like they're all for it. But if you shock them and surprise it and kind of throw it up in their face type of situation where you're like, well, we got to go, I think that's going to also put a lot of stress on them too. I started that dating app, but I got two individuals that keep blowing me up, but wasn't California. Another one's a bugaboo. Wasn't. I don't know if you meant to say California. You're in for the rude awakening, right, Malibu? When it comes to that. But that's what's going on with you, Malibu. I think you're going to be really happy with the results. It's just the inner stress that's happening right now. You need to keep moving through it. You need to keep wading through it, and keep looking for those opportunities outside of the current schedule and current work that you have. If you're worried about them like firing you or getting you out of there, then I think you also need to communicate with your boss what your concerns are. One is in California, the other one is a bugaboo. That'll be interesting. Hey Sora, you said hello, new over here. I don't want to disturb the ongoing reading. If it's possible, I'd like to ask if I should send a release/bye message to him, or I should keep trusting God and wait. Should you send a release message? All right. I mean, I'm gonna kind of tell you the pros of and cons of giving that goodbye message right now. Okay, because Sora, I feel like there's not a lot of advice I can give you other than the fact that you've been feeling this way for a really really long time. So you need to acknowledge that like this is the end. You know, this is the end of this story and the beginning of a new chapter type situation. You've kind of gotten down to a science that this person is a. I think that they're like an interloper, and what do I mean by that? They like to engage in romantic activity and like to engage in couples activity, but don't like to fully put their all in 100%. And I feel like you've already been in this type of connection or situation before. If not, you've witnessed this between your family situation. You know, you witness people leave and come back, the push and the pull and the push and the pull and the push and the pull and the, you know what I mean? It's almost like a never-ending cycle, right, Sora? So you seriously need to put into perspective how much you have put in already, in the fact that this is not, like I said, not acknowledged by this person at all. If you waited longer, as much as that might make you feel like, you know, oh well, you know, I'll give him time. I'll just give this person space. I'll give this, you know, another try. Or you've already been giving him shots upon shots upon shots at making you feel needed and valued and healthy and loved. Like, you've already given that. So what is it that you should have to wait for? You know what I mean? I think you just need to give that release. It's not so much for him as it's for both of you, right? A release is for both of you, but it's not as much for him as it is for you. It's mainly for you. This is what you need. This is what you need. And Amanda, you can post your question. Go ahead and post. Post it up. Post your question. Post your question, Amanda. But this is what you need. This is the type of shit that you need. You need the relief. Okay? To know that you're no longer going to repeat this same thing over and over and over again. You need to send that message. Don't hold on. Don't hold on to someone who has never truly seen you for who you are and how much you put in. You know, don't hold on to somebody who doesn't respect your love language. And even though I feel love from this individual, I don't feel like it's the type of love that you're looking for. I feel that he loves what you have done for him, but he doesn't truly love or respect a relationship or the idea of a commitment with you. Okay? That's what's going on. It's like, okay, you know, he has compassion for you, and he loves you, but he's not in love with you. And that's a really, really hard pill to swallow, especially for you who has been struggling that your whole entire life. You've been struggling with that your whole entire life, with the idea of being fully accepted and loved for who you are. You know, you just want unconditional love, right? When your love for everyone else has always treated you with condition. I only love you if you do this for me. I only love you if you do that for me. I only love you if this, you know, instead of just someone accepting you as a whole and loving you as a whole. Okay? They punish you for not doing what they want. And that's why I feel like even what he's doing right now, he's trying to punish you. He's trying to punish you. So release that. Release that type of behavior. Release it. At any time you meet someone who comes to you with this conditional bullshit, where instead of trying to understand you and communicate with you, they choose to walk away from you or abandon you in the times where you need that connection, you need that communication, you need that validation, then you need to leave let them the fuck alone. You need to leave them. You need to set that aside. You need to release that. Pass that on. Because that's just not fair to you. Not at all. Not at all. Of course, these bugs keep getting in my fucking room, man. That air conditioner. All right. Is there anything I should be concerned about in the next 7 days? Let's see. Oh, you're doing like crisis evaluation, Amanda. Crisis evaluation. I can see what you're doing. I see it. I see it. Concerned about. I don't see any concerns. You need one of those salt guns. You're right. I don't see any concerns. I do see a masculine or a man with the potential. I see the potential for a sexual relationship. But I even feel like that sexual relationship might be... There's something to do with like you meeting someone and then like it's all about y'all talking to each other, communicating, having like this deep, well lit conversation, and then all of a sudden it twists into a sexual thing. That's what I pick it up on. Like it twists itself into a sexual thing, and you don't know how, you don't know why, you don't know why it feels that like, you know, this person has blindsided you, but that's what they're planning on doing. So I just want to let you know that that's the situation. Okay, there's gonna be a really, really fun, passionate conversation, and all of a sudden it's gonna fall into a sexual zone. And I don't think that that's something necessarily that you're willing to fully invest into. I also do see you getting money or finances. There's nothing like, I don't see, like I said, I don't see anything wrong. I just see maybe someone approaching you in some type of way and then you having to basically fight them off you. Will you get away from me? There's a bee inside of here. Get away from me. I think it's trying to find its way back out. The window is right there. Dumb motherfucker. Story of my life. Well, here's the key, Amanda. Are you going to choose to fall in line with that type of communication and, you know, sex them up a little bit? Or are you going to choose to get, like, maybe, like, you know, keep them at an arm's length, communicate every once in a while? It's all your choice. It's all your choice, Amanda. There's nothing to be afraid of, though. Nothing to be afraid of. Nothing at all. I didn't see anything at all to be afraid of or worried about. Looks like a good time to me. Apparently I give off that vibe. You don't. No, you don't. I can go a little bit. I'll talk a little bit deeper about that, Amanda. I'll talk a little bit deeper just because I feel like that's super important for you to hear. You don't give off that vibe. You have a sense of innocence about you that I do believe people would like to ruin. Like, ruin. Like, I mean, this comes from your past. This comes from your childhood. Okay? You happen... It's not that you attract these types of men all the time. It's that you accept these men into your life all of the time because of your condition. Okay? You don't give off that vibe. That's bullshit. In fact, I hate that, you know, people who take advantage of you or are there for like, you know, a sexual reason. And instead of coming to you and be like, okay, you know, you want to mess around, you want to play, they would rather prey upon you and prey upon your feelings and prey upon your emotions, take advantage of you. Like I said, they want to play with you. And that's a predator versus prey type situation. That's not nothing to do with the vibe you give off. And in fact, you never ever have to sit there and communicate or deal with a man like that. You never have to do that. That's not something you have to do in order to find love. I do accept them. I know exactly what you're talking. Yeah, they take it. They see that in you. They see that in you, Amanda. They see that you have a past. They see it. They feel it. They feel how vulnerable you are. They feel how willing and open you are to love, and they take advantage of that. It's those same predator type men. Okay, and I know you understand what I'm saying. You never ever have to accept that type of. No, I learned stuff. Yeah, I'm just letting you know. Do not think that because that's all that you feel is approaching you, that's what you have to accept. The more you refute that type of energy, the more you will start to attract a different type of man. Okay? The more you refute and push away from those types of individuals instead of just accepting them blindly or just like playing back with them, the more you attract the right type. And it's not something that's easy and done overnight or anything like that, but you know the signs. Okay, you know the signs of the hot and heavy predator. And so I just don't want you to keep falling in line with the fact that, oh yeah, okay, so what about me, you know, is crazy sexual and out there, you know, I'm like, no, nothing about you is like that. They try to put that and place that idea in your mind so that you become that way. Because they know that you're hurting. They know there's a pattern there. There's a pain there for you. They know it. They sense it in you. And by asking all those weird sexual questions or by encroaching on your personal space, they think that they can take from you. They think they can take it from you. I study body language to pick. Okay, yeah, good. They'll be like, "Oh, you play too much. You do that. You're just a friendly individual. You're just a friendly individual. You don't play too much. You're just friendly. You communicate. You know, you're good at communication. Why can't you do that without being perceived in a certain type of way? It's because you're a woman, and you're beautiful at that. That's an intimidation tactic. Like they find that intimidating, and they want to win. Basically, they view you as a trophy, right? They're like, I want to win this, you know, or this will be easy. You know, she's outgoing. This will be easy. You know what I mean? Like, it's gross shit. It's nasty shit. I hate people like that. That shit is gross. Like, man or woman, you be acting like that. That's predator shit. It's weird. That's weird shit. Shruti. Wait, Jody, you say your question God. I quit my job last Friday. What now? What's next? Yeah, and then they find out I'm an attorney, and then it's, what can she give me or provide? Exactly. So you already know. That's why I feel like when I'm talking to you, you totally you get it almost immediately or instantly what I'm trying to say. Okay, and that's gonna continue to be kind of the plight of your life until you completely and fully reject that aspect. You know, it doesn't matter how many months you are into the connection. I need you to realize that that pattern to refute that pattern entirely, to leave that pattern entirely, to leave people like that alone, and to find yourself a man who does actually genuinely want to get to know you and communicate with you and get close to you without that sexual connection, without that like sexual dominance where they want to dominate you. Because that shit is, like I said, it's gross. It's disgusting. It's gross. Yeah, Shruti, if you could, please, if you want a free reading, be patient. And if you don't, you don't want to be patient and you want to spam up the chat, then I suggest you find somebody else or something else. Yeah, no more exceptions. Yeah, I'm glad you also remember that. You also remember that. All right. Yeah, see, you remember that. Okay, Jody, let me look. Let me look to see what's up for you next. They talk about... Okay. So... who's next? Let me see. What season is that? Sag, Leo, past Aries. Okay, so what I can see happening for you, Jody, you're gonna have a choice between picking something in midsummer for as a job that you can maybe use like for temporary means, which I'm sure is what you want. Like something just for temporary reasons, but I see something more permanent edging towards Leo season. Okay, I see something way more permanent in Leo season for you. What you're going to have to expect is that people are going to immediately recognize that you have all of the combinations of traits that they want for work. So they're going to immediately think that, or they're going to immediately try to apply you to a lower position just to see you, like, they want to see what you're capable of in the lower position first. But I don't think you're going to be too happy with that. In fact, I don't think you're going to be too happy with the pay either. So don't be afraid to ask for more. Okay? Don't be afraid to ask for more or a higher paid position. Don't be afraid for that. Because I don't think it would be rejected on any front. I think like I said, you have all the qualifications that you need. So you have all the experience. So there's no reason why you should hold out on asking for a higher paid job or a higher paid position. So Leo season and most definitely midsummer, you're going to have two, maybe a little bit more than two options, but two options that you're interested in. Where you're going to actually feel like, okay, this could be the place for me. Or like, I could see this environment working out for who I am and what I'm wanting right now. Like, I could see that. Yeah. There is something to do with like, I'm not sure if it's like food or health or something like that. They talk about like food or healthcare or something like that. There might be benefits there for you. Like maybe while you're even waiting in between jobs, there might be some sort of benefit in applying for some sort of food or healthcare or something like that. Or maybe that's just a benefit of the job that you're going to be getting is like food and health related shit. Like maybe insurance. Okay. Yeah. So that's what's up with you. Shruti, if you're still here, you said, what's coming for me in love? I can look around for you. I'll see what's coming for you. But I feel like it's more about, Shruti, the way that you approach love that we should be talking about. You shy. And at times you can be so shy that I think people, it's not that they lose interest in you, but they feel like you're not interested in them. And so they kind of take that as a hint and move on to the next. Okay, Shruti, so you're going to have to be like a little bit more open, a little bit more fluid. You know, even though you're shy, I want to highlight like your other qualities, your friendly qualities. You're extremely friendly, you're extremely kind. You know, you have a lot of like patience with people, and I feel like you should be using those to your, you know, to your advantage when it comes to some of these men out here. I see that you have a lot to offer when it comes to like you as a person have done a lot of growing for yourself, by yourself. You've already made like almost like, I don't want to say a name for yourself, but it definitely feels that way to me. Like you definitely are well known or about to be well known in what you do, whether it be for work or your public image. So you're already kind of like, you're already in a situation where you're almost heading towards like a full fulfillment within your self journey. So you're going to want to find a man who's similar to that, who's found himself in his work and his job and is passionate and cares a lot about his job and cares a lot about his work. That's what I feel like you would get along with the most, someone who's passionate. Even if they're not passionate about the same things that you're passionate about, someone who's passionate in their job. Someone who has like that aggression or leadership quality that you're looking for. Because then you would actually, I feel like, feel more interested in a man of that type versus the bums that keep hitting you up. I feel like there's a lot of bums who hit you up. You know, even if their family has money, they don't really have a lot of ambition themselves for their own life. They're very much out here to find a woman that they can rely on to have that ambitious quality for them. A woman with money. That's what they're looking for. You know what I mean? They're looking for a little money, a little honey. They're looking for that chick, so they can sit back and lean back with a fucking beer and shit. That's what I pick up on. Like to be lazy. That's what they're looking for. To be lazy, but you want ambition. I do see potentially earth sign and water sign coming towards you, but you know, like I said, don't accept the bum type qualities, because I am letting you know right now that the moment that you sense that somebody has like you know, like I said, they're too laid back, or they're gonna get like very competitive with you, or I almost feel like they're gonna try to put you down in some type of way because you are a driven, competitive and ambitious and emotional individual. So don't accept the advances of a man who you know is less than you. Okay? Who you know is less than you. Like I said, earth sign and water sign. That's what I pick up on. You know, look for those qualities within a man that screams ambition and confidence, directness. You still want someone who's emotional, though. That's what I saw. You want somebody also who's gonna understand your emotions, and that would kind of come more with a water sign. But don't settle for the bum type, please. Don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. You know your self-worth, love. You say damn meals are getting too long, apparently. It's already 9 a.m. That's kind of crazy. January 23 day. What's up for business, expansion, and travel? Let's see. Thank you, by the way, for the super chat. And thank you, Malibu, for the cash app. Let's see. All right. Ah, okay, Matrix. I can see you turning off your phone. It's something to do with you going on a trip and like completely just removing yourself from social media in all aspects. I keep seeing you like, okay, you see someone maybe like hitting you up or calling you on your phone and you just turn your phone off. I keep seeing that. You're like, okay, leave me alone. You know, like, I'm busy. I'm busy right now. Like, I'm just trying to do me. And like the fact that y'all are trying to stand in my way, or stand in my progress, or the fact that you're trying to distract me from having a good time is crazy. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ignore you. You know, I'm just not even gonna respond to it. I'm not even gonna feed into it because I already know what you're about. I already know the games you're trying to play with me. I already know that shit. Yeah, yeah, I can see your birthday being very much so like a time where you're like, no, fuck you. Like, okay, so you know, you when I have issues or when I have problems, when I'm struggling, when I'm hurting, you don't come to my rescue. So what the fuck am I supposed to do with you? Like, what's the type of time we on? Because I know I ain't trying to waste mine with your shit. I know I'm not trying to do that. Queen of Wands, you know your value. You know your value. Five of Pentacles, travel the world. Okay, I see you like I said, I see you traveling. Either I see the beach. I don't know if you're trying to go to like, I don't think you're trying to go anywhere in the United States. I think you're trying to go to the beach though. I pick up on like islands, even an island. Maybe trying to go to the Caribbean. Maybe trying to go on like a cruise lines. Shit scares me at this point. The cruise line shit scares me at this point. But I see some sort of like island travel, where maybe you're plotting your finances around trying to go to see like I also pick up on what do they call going out into the country, or going out into a different country and trying to understand their population, or trying to understand like the importance of like animals. I see like you going to a zoo or seeing like statues and stuff like that. That's something I see. I see statues. And I see like old or like ancient type shit. You know, maybe maybe go to Greece or Italy, or like I said, it's somewhere where I feel like there's a lot of historical significance, where you're going to be like looking into a lot of the history, diving out into the country. You're doing a lot of shit that like not a lot of people your age actually ever get to do, because they get tied down too early with shit. And so I feel like it's going to be very, very interesting and very, very exciting for y'all to actually see like a country or society that's different from yours. I think you've always strived to be different from like how you grew up or where you grew up. And like this will even set you apart even further from that. So I think that's going to be really, 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 really exciting and fun for you. And the only way to enjoy it, of course, is turning off your fucking phone and ignoring the fuck out of people. That's for damn sure. There's something in studying religion for you that I think is very important. I pick up on Hinduism and Buddhism, really big too. So like I said, maybe you're looking at like statues and stuff like that, or something of historical importance that for you, like you treasure and value, and you see the importance of it, when a lot of, I think, foreigners wouldn't necessarily see the things that you see it. And you feel that. And I think this takes you spiritually, like even that much further, to understanding like your own self. You know, your own higher self is what I pick up on. So like I pick up on intuition. I pick up on like spiritual studies. I pick up on you spreading the word and spreading the peace, spreading the love. Yeah, because you're not afraid to also like spread your belief system, and you're willing to do that. You're willing to like share. I even pick up on you sharing drinks with people who are different from you. So I pick up on you sharing drinks or sharing dinner with people who maybe speak a different language, or like I pick that up heavily. Like somebody, maybe they speak a very minor amount of English, but you're able to like sit there and commune with them, have a whole entire conversation, or y'all have conversations with your body language and with your eyes. So even if you're not like fully communicating with them, like you're able to sit there and like chop it up with them type shit. And I like that. That shit's cool. That's very cool. You're extremely respectful though. So here it is, Six of Swords right there. Okay. You're not traveling to run from something. Like this card can sometimes represent running, and I don't want that to be like the meaning of the card for you. I feel like instead of running, I think what you're trying to do is accept where you're at. Okay, you're trying to accept where you're at, and in order to do that, you need to be a bit more well studied and well traveled. In order to accept the life that has been given to you, you need to go out and see more. Like that's the only way for you to swallow and have like pride almost in yourself and in your background. So that's something I see with you. And let's see about business. That also includes your business, by the way. That includes your business. You almost have to work backwards. I feel like there's a lot to do with your own genetics and your own history. They talk about working backwards and understanding your roots in order to move forwards. Okay? There's a lot of implications with your work when it comes to like foreign country and foreign travel. Let's see. Business. The Lovers. Okay. Okay. So I also see, that's not what I really asked upon, but I see romance coming for you in a foreign country. That's just like how it plays out. That's just how it's going to play out. You've always felt called to travel, but I don't think you knew how severely like healing and how like crazy your life will progress as travel comes your way, as more countries and more possibilities come your way. So I see, there's a lot of love that comes from you just being able to go out there and have a conversation with somebody strange or different. Like, I just see that. But I do see potential romance. That's what they highlight, is romance. Okay. So they see you. They're like, okay, so work is great. Like, work is going to be wonderful. Work is going to be something that just keeps growing for you. It's like your baby or your love child. That's what they talk about. Work for you is going to be like your baby or like your love child. Like, I don't even think you understand how much growth you're going to experience within these next couple of years. I pick up on within the next 5 years. It's going to be crazy. Please don't go into no love reading. I'm sorry. They highlighted it. So you might not be open to that right now. But that's what it's going to be. That's what it's going to grow from. That's what it's going to be. And it's not something you're going to be able to control. It just happens. It just happens. It just happens. Now for work, I don't know if you're maybe focusing on like how you're going to like pack up and travel with your work. Is that what you're focusing on? Or like how you might go about like, like I said, there's like a locomotive or like vehicular manslaughter. They talk about that. Okay. They talk about vehicles or like being able to get all of your stuff into one place in order to travel to work, or maybe even buying a building, or like I said, having your business in one place, or like a clinic or something like that. They talk about that big time too. So if that's something you wanted for your future, that's something that you wanted to like really hone in on and saving your bread up for that new space, that new place, it's gonna happen. It's happening. It's happening. So that's what's up. It's happening. We highlight California. They highlight California or like a strip, kind of like Las Vegas. They highlight a strip for you though. That's where your building is gonna be. It's like a busy strip. That's your plan. And it starts out like small, like keyhole apartment or small keyhole, little bit tiny ass building, and it grows into like much more than that. I heard you going on a honeymoon with yourself. I can't with you. Matrix, you know I can't with you. You have such crazy independent energy. You have a very, very, very strong energy. Building software and wanting new partnerships in my industry. Okay, so maybe it's something where you actually are able to combine your business elsewhere. Like you're going to be able to combine your business with somebody that is from those places. Like I said, I pick up on the strip, like California. I pick up on LA. I pick up on you being able to travel to wherever you need to go, trying to find a way to pile all your stuff into the truck or the car, the plane, and like moving elsewhere. That's what I see very strongly with you. So maybe, like I said, you make a strong partnership with somebody who's already established in that way. But like I said, I even see a building that starts out like keyhole building. Like you're literally working on like an apartment or like a tiny ass complex. You know, it's cute, clean, it's nice. I pick up on like studio type shit. You said clinic. It is indeed healthcare. Okay, so that makes a lot of sense. Maybe you get like you have one room where you have it for like patients or something like that. But like it is something that starts out so clean. Like it's clean. It's just clean. Like it's very, very easy for you. And I'm not gonna say for some reason because you worked really hard to obviously achieve this. It's not for some reason. Like you just got it. You just don't slack. You just don't slack. You don't have it in you to slack. I keep picking up on like LA or fucking Las Vegas, man. Damn. Like I've never gotten so many confirmations for that because I'm like listening to music as well, and then I hear them mention it. I'm like, okay, so that's where you at. That's where you heading to. Or maybe that's where they're saying you should look. They're very adamant on West Coast. And not to let anything hold you back from that. In fact, they will remove all the obstacles. And I will say that all of the obstacles will be removed out of your path. And I feel like there is this huge obstacle with the people that you already take care of at this moment. Okay, or the situation yet you felt called to take care of more recently. Okay, there is an obstacle that will be removed whether you like that shit or not, and you'll know what I mean by that when it happens. Because I don't even know what the fuck that means. I don't even know what they're trying to highlight. But I'm just letting you know there's like one particular thing that I see you know, when you are here, that you worry about. Okay? That will be removed by the time you're ready to go. I feel like as a person, I feel very strongly that as a human being. But I feel like as a human being, it'll be removed. It's going to be removed. I mean, there is a literal and a figurative meaning, and I mean literally. I mean literally. And I feel like this person wants to release you really bad, too. From all of that, what you have to deal with him. Okay? That's what's up. You have such a cool energy. I see you fucking traveling all over. They talk about Paris, little Paris. I only know one thing in French. Maybe you end up working with a French individual as well, or somebody who has French roots, and that could be anywhere. That could be anywhere, because they touch down. They've touched down everywhere, and influenced a lot of different cultures. They also talk about what do they call that? New Orleans. New Orleans. You said, please don't go into a love reading. See, just you wait. I took 2 years of French. I wish I got the chance to take French, but all they would offer me is Spanish. And not that that's a bad thing. Spanish is a very sexy language, but I was not good at it. Let's just put it that way. I was not good at it. LSD got me feeling empathy. He just needed the right teacher. Yeah, my teacher had absolutely no. She was a white woman, not from Spain, just from upstate New York. And though she knew what she was talking about, half the time I feel like the bitch fell asleep. So she wasn't even able to like properly communicate herself. So, even English. Very heavy set white woman. And then she let the kids like fucking run over her like a bull train. So everybody be acting up in the class, and she want to sit there and be like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. And I need a lot of like patience. I need a lot of time. I need a lot of one-on-one for me to really learn something like that. So if y'all speak a second language, good on you. Hopefully you learn young. Love your body for me. Love it, baby girl, you know me needy. Let me fight for you, let me cheat. Wind up your body for me. Yeah, they're picking up on Hispanic people now. They are picking up on Hispanic people heavy now. Or Spain. I'm gonna have to do probably a cap reading eventually. I think I feel like the Capricorn's been going through it. I'm gonna have to do a bigger Cap reading where it's gonna be like a live stream situation. I join your Discord? Yes. Join the community because we're going to be doing that voice session. I'm telling you, I've just been waiting for the right time, and I think this weekend is the right time, man. This weekend. He said, just curious, if you don't want to answer, is my father going to pop up? I've been having a dream about that. You're like, I don't even know why the fuck you be... Yeah. Okay, so... I feel like he might pop up in aspects of not in aspects of like the physical, but definitely in aspects of your romantic life. The reason why he pops up is going to highlight the type of man that you choose, or the type of man that you don't want. Okay, and I feel like I said, it coincides with your romantic interests quite often. Your relationship with your father was a hefty one, regardless of whether he was there or not. There was like a very much a highlight in your energy on that type of trauma. Like there's guilt there. I feel like there's a lot of guilt there and a lot of fear there based on that relationship. You know, always wondering what he's feeling. So you always have to, you always kind of get into the crux of picking a man where you have to guess how he's feeling and guess who he is. And that's not fair to you at all. Or a man who's always choosing another woman. Or a man who's always choosing, something over his children. It's like that vibe is something that you tend to lean towards. Not because it's a situation you want to be in, but because it's a situation of your past that you need to continue to overcome and work through with patience and with time. And of course with experience most of all. Like I'm afraid that I'm gonna find someone who wants to leave me type situation. Ooh. My sister contracted a rare disease called transverse myelitis. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm gonna be real. Myelitis. 10 years ago, that paralyzed her for 3 months. It's horrible. The virus is so rare. 1 in a million get it that there's no cure. That's crazy. That's nuts. Will my sister be able to ever walk again? See, I think the main reason why with health concerns I don't speak on it is because everyone is their own individual and their own person with their own idea of like recovery, right? And depending on the person, I feel like their mindset has a lot to do with recovery. And if she is stuck in a place to where she's completely miserable, and instead of embracing her current situation, which is, like I said, that's going to be really hard because it's something that it dictates and controls your life. It dictates and controls your life, and it's something that's new, right? And it's very traumatic to experience that when you're this far into life. So, that's the main reason why I don't necessarily answer questions like that, because it's all very dependent on which direction a person chooses to go, as far as like their mentality and their mind space and determination. So it's always possible that she will be able to walk again. It's always possible. Okay, it's always possible. People who make the most out of the situations always thrive, and if she's a person like that, it's most definitely possible. But like I said, I think she's still in the crux of being traumatized by it, so I don't think there will be any improvement until she's able to move into a headspace to where she can be, positive. And that might take her getting a therapist who perhaps suffers from the similar situation, or who has overcome that in themselves. Okay? I don't know how to break free completely, but that makes a lot of sense considering that I just went onto dating apps and trying to see a person's true self or true value and finding it difficult. Yeah. because they're able to use the profile or use the internet as a means of like putting out the best qualities in themselves and maybe not highlighting the worst, right? You know, you can't really know what the worst are until you get to know that individual, and getting to know them might not take that long, to be honest with you, Malibu. And I don't think that's going to be a hard thing for you. You're going to be able to see through it really, really fast. You're going to be able to see through a lot of the bullshit extremely quickly. So So, you know, I think I understand it's hard to imagine yourself, Malibu, breaking free of that poison, you know, that thing in your mind, the trust issues that tell you, no, this person, you know, they're gonna leave me. They don't want me. They don't want me. And they're showing it through this action and this action and that action, when in reality that person themselves could also be similar to you. They could be just as shy. And so they try to pull themselves away from you in order to limit that impact. Because they might not even know how you're feeling or what you're feeling. Of course, I see that froze over here. What the fuck is going on with that? What is going on with it? Come on now. Hopefully y'all can still see me or hear me. I don't know what the fuck happened. It just froze up. Come on now. What is happening? What the fuck? Froze up all my shit. Come on now. Yeah, shit froze. Let's start this back up. Yes, we can see you. Hold on one moment. 1 second. Because it just completely went frozen. Still, for some reason. It wasn't my internet or anything like that. That was just YouTube itself. It froze my whole entire shit. Okay, I'm coming back. 1 second here. Let's go to live stream. There we go. Alright, I'm back. Okay, 1 second. Let me get this set back up. Make sure it's good. There we go. Okay. That did that to me. I don't know. See, sometimes what happens to YouTube, to how vibrational, I really do heavily believe that sometimes that shit can interfere with electronics. But I think sometimes what YouTube does is when too many people are live on their servers, or too many, they see that there's too many, they cut off some people. And so I try to, like when it freezes and stuff like that, I try to be patient with it instead of refreshing the whole entire stream each and every single time I see it happen. But you'll see, like, especially if I'm live for like 4 to 5 hours, you'll see like it freeze out for a whole entire 15 to 20 minutes. And I hate that shit. That's obnoxious. Very obnoxious. But like I said, I just don't feel like refreshing a ton of times to try to get it to work, because it's not a me problem. I know it that it's not. You said work is calling. All right, baby. Take your time. Take your time. And I saw what you asked. There's so many different spiritual souls and the people that people pray to. Deities and God. People who are monotheistic and polytheistic. People who are open to the idea of multiple or people who believe that there's multiple faces to God, a God, or a situation like that. I can try my best to kind of explain my particular belief, but it's all within, my grounds of what I've seen and what I've experienced. So I don't think I necessarily have a strong opinion on either or any. Though I do believe polytheism and sometimes monotheism is extremely interesting to study in history, because I'm a history fanatic and I love studying stuff like that. Take your time. Take your time. What is going on here? I really have to do that collective Capricorn reading. I don't know if I'll do it now or wait until later, or maybe later just do one of these again. Probably one of these again. And try to do Discord, because I think that'd be interesting if we do that. No, maybe we'll do Discord on Friday. Late night, like 8 or 9 o'clock. And we'll just do another of these tonight. Jose thinks y'all have chemistry. Valeria, Jose believes you have chemistry. There's chemistry there. He likes you. That's for damn sure. And he does feel like y'all's connection is getting stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. He's not losing interest, Valeria, if that's what you're asking. That's for damn sure. He's very, very turned on by you, and turned on by your conversation, by your voice, by the way you move, of course, your physical features. Very turned on by you. He thinks you're a very beautiful person. Aesthetically, emotionally, yeah. Jose thinks you're beautiful. Jose actually believes you have substance, versus I think he's had like this idea in the past that there's a lot of women out there that have absolutely no substance, but I feel like they have no substance for him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just they weren't meant to be with him. And I think that if he does talk about his exes at all, Valeria, that he bases a lot of his information on what women want based on the toxic women he's had already in his life. So don't get scared to correct him. Don't be scared to be like, no, like, I'm not that type of woman. Like, I'm just gonna let you know right now, I'm not that type of lady. And he might be like, well, we'll see. And you'll be like, yeah, you will see. I'm just not that type of woman. That's just not who I am. That's not the type of energy I bring to the table at all. So, if you feel like he might doubt you or second guess you, the only way to prove to him is just by keep being yourself. Just keep being you. Keep being you. He finds you extremely attractive. Also, don't be mad if Jose takes a certain amount of space to to accept certain information, or to allow himself to like process certain information when it comes to you. Don't be mad, okay? There's some people who can process information right out the gate, and there's some people who have to take time away to process information. Now, it's an issue if y'all are having a conversation and he just walks away from you. That's an issue. Now, that is something that's can be highly toxic, actually, and a manipulative tactic, right? A tactic to get you to shut up, right? But in reality, you shouldn't have to shut up or say less. You know what I mean? If you're trying to get a healthier amount of communication out of each other, then what you'll want to do is to take a day out of each week, or take time out of each week to sit down in front of each other and have conversations. It never has to be a screaming match. It never has to be an argument. It's just simply that y'all need to see each other face to face. And I think that that will work a lot better in y'all's conversations together. You need to be face to face, looking a person into their eyes in order to trust them and believe them. And I think that that's one thing that both of y'all struggle with, is trusting and believing in each other. You have to have your partner's back. Okay? So if you fear that his walking away or him taking time to process certain information is a problem, then allow for that face-to-face interaction to happen, so that y'all can like, you know, judge from there where you want to take the relationship. Because you might not be interested in somebody who has to walk away from, like I said, if there's some toxic shit like that, don't accept that. Don't accept that. Let him know what you need from him. I want you to hear me. I want you to hear me. I want you to be able to talk to me about my situation. I want you to be able to tell me what you feel. In order for that to happen, Jose needs face-to-face, and so do you. To sit down and have a conversation. Take a couple days out of the week. It doesn't have to be every single day. That's exhausting, right? And also choose a time where maybe both of y'all aren't working. You know what I mean? Where both of y'all aren't like super exhausted and tired. I'm not saying to sit on your feelings, because that's not a good thing either. But if you could just find that timing, that timing of where y'all can sit down and have that type of conversation, that vulnerable conversation with each other, to where both people aren't like highly exhausted, and maybe even, you know, you start picking up on that like frustration. You start feeling very frustrated, or, you know, you start a fight because you're just too exhausted to deal with it at the moment. Like I said, it doesn't need to be that way. It really doesn't. Y'all need to sit in front of each other on the couch and have a fucking conversation. Face each other too. Don't look away. Don't be sitting next to each other. Face each other. Turn and face your partner. It shows seriousness. It shows how serious you are. Turn and face your partner. Open communication. No crossing of the arms and running out the door. None of that. Both of y'all. I'm talking to both of y'all. Because I know both of y'all could have sometimes a habit. Both of y'all. How do people not understand how to work a printer? Some people boneheads. Some people boneheads. Fumble fucks. Blowing my smoke and drinking my drink. I have to sit back and ask myself sometimes, it's possible with this new generation that I come to realization that common sense is not common. It's not. Nope, it's not. Because everybody's common sense is, of course, different. It's applicable per person, right? Per person. Because I might know something just as fact that you don't necessarily know. Or I might believe something as fact that you don't necessarily believe, right? And that all spins back around to that God and deity aspect that you asked about. Per person. That's a good song. lot of people dealing with Capricorn man, huh? Because that's what keeps popping up in the music. A lot of people dealing with Capricorn men or Capricorn affected, so Saturn affected men. But they have a really rough Saturn placement. It makes them really hard to handle because they get hot and heavy real quick. They get real hot. The anger point. Oh, man. Yeah, because Saturn right now, I'm not sure what position it is in right now. I haven't even been paying attention much to astrology as much as I probably should. But I just know right now the karma affecting Saturn ruled people is insane. Capricorn affected people right now are being governed by their karma. Karma is not like a give or take situation. It's not something that like is always a bad thing, but it's like a necessary evil for people to learn, right? Can you grace me with a message? What type of message you looking for? You looking for love? You looking for money? What are you looking at? What are you looking for? Do you know the person that messaged me was a Capricorn rising? The other one was a Capricorn moon. See? They seem to come off as sex demons. Do we? Matrix. I can't with you. Sex demons. To be fair, you know, I understand that position because it's often hard to find balance with a man who prioritizes that type of relationship and almost treats romantic connection or like the verbal experience as like a monetary interaction. So if you're giving me this, how do I give to you back? Or if I give you this, I need you to give me this. That type of, it's almost like a transaction. It's a transaction for sure. It's transactional. And I know a lot of women in particular hate that experience. Because even though you understand it, you're like, okay, so maybe we just talk first and socialize first and get to know each other better, and then we decide our pros and cons about each other. We don't out the gate start like, what is it, like critical thinking, like trying to like sort someone out like they're a math problem. It's like, maybe it's not a math problem, maybe it's not that hard to have a conversation with somebody. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not that hard to just start out with a conversation first. Like I said, someone shouldn't have to hype themselves up instantly in order to become interesting to Capricorn. It should just be a conversation. Simple. But Capricorn hates simplicity. We just have the strategical thinking bone in our head where it makes us feel like if something's too simple, then it's wrong. That's wrong. It's like, okay, so you're too simple, so what's wrong here? Or you're too chill, so what's wrong here? Like, there has to be something wrong with you, right? Like, come on now. Okay, well, tell me about your background, because, like, I'll tell you what I want, and they come out with all the extremism. They're like, well, I need you to be my wife. That's for one. I need you to be my therapy, my counselor. You know what I mean? I also need you to be this. I need you to be that. And if you're none of these things, then get to step in. That, or we can play around a little bit, have a good time, but just know I'll never take you seriously. No, I'll never take you seriously ever. If we play around the first time, I ain't taking you seriously. So stubborn. Stubborn Saturn. Jesus. I know we a trip. And as someone who's still healing, I can confirm that. I'm not going to lie to you. We a trip. We are a trip. Definitely not the most stable of the bunch. Maybe financially sometimes. What I need to know right now, explain what's happening around me, who's trying to come for me, and what can I do? I'm not doing to do better. Did I weed out the fakes, or did I miss something? Okay, Phoenix, I can see what you're doing. I can see what you're dealing with. I see. Okay, yeah. Okay, you work based on survival, Phoenix. I think that's the first thing they highlighted for me or to me, because there is a very massive part of you that believes everyone is out to get you secretly. Okay, it's not even just, it's very hard and difficult for you to actually fully put in to trust somebody or anyone at all. I mean, even family for that part, because you've been surviving your whole life around people who didn't deserve your energy or your attention or your love or your respect or your communications at all. Okay, so I can see how you might be very perplexed by even like having that one-on-one or communicating with anyone at all, because your family is your family. Like that's one thing I'll say about you too. Your family is your family. Like who you decide to make your family is your family. And so when they step on you or they do something stupid or they treat you like you're stupid, you know, that shit hurts you. Like I said, it triggers that all of those trust issues. It triggers each and every single one, because you give them a chance, and I mean one. I mean one chance. You don't do that shit again. You won't open yourself back up the same way ever again. You just won't. That's not who you are. Okay. So you're asking if you cut everyone out. I can see that, like, you maybe have, you know, the reason why you're doing a lot of weeding is because you're trying to find yourself. But there's also certain parts of me that think that you're not weeding because you need it, and you're also weeding because you've been triggered by someone, and it's one person or maybe it's a couple people in particular, but I feel like there's one person in particular who has triggered this like riot out of you, where now you're starting to see traits in other people that you don't like, and now you're just going through the whole entire thing and weeding out the whole list. And while I don't think that's always a bad thing, I think in this type of situation, like for example, using discernment and like, you know, like I said, that there's judgmental pieces to this. Using the discernment of like, I don't feel safe right now, so I'm gonna recluse, versus I feel like everyone's out to get me and I'm gonna just block all of you. Like there's a difference between those two things. I think you need to withdraw yourself for sure. I do think you need to take a lot of space to yourself for sure. But I wouldn't go blocking and banning and blocking and banning and kicking and, you know, I wouldn't do that immediately. I wouldn't do that instantly, because I do know you're also a person who is a deep thinker, and I do think you need to think a lot about the choices that you're making before you make that. I'm not saying to hold on to anything that's toxic. I'm just saying have a reason first, and have a valid reason at that. You get what I'm saying? Have a reason why this whole situation has happened. Come to it with a reason. Right? Why am I removing this person? What have they triggered inside me? You know, are they irking something inside you without necessarily knowing that they're irking you, or have you already had the conversation? So now it's like you've already had the conversation with them and they're still not getting it. They're still not understanding it. They're still not even trying to understand it. Are they trying or are they not trying? Because I think there's keys to that. I'm not saying like you're gonna lose anything that you can't like easily replace, but I just feel like it's super important for you to use discernment based on how triggered you are right now, because you're triggered by pretty much everyone. Because you're like, everything must go. I must start a new life. I must start a new friend group. I must start a new this, a new that. And I get that, right? Cleaning closet. Thankfully, I've been reasoning the right way, not immature. Good. Okay. If you're cleaning, like I said, cleaning out the closet is really, really important, especially when you start to realize that you're becoming a different person and your values are changing and your values are different. And I think that that's also really important too. I'm not trying to make it out to be like, oh yeah, you know, you're just doing it willy fucking nilly, but make sure you realize and recognize the reason, so that you're able to also later on not make the same mistake of trusting the same types of people and the same types of friend groups, and enabling yourself to fall in line again with the same type of statistic of like, you know, oh, so they're gonna just keep doing this in the same cycle again and again and again and again. I also want you to be able to trust yourself too. I want you to be able to trust yourself and trust other people. Because there is people out here that truthfully don't want to see you, you know, grovel or fall. There are people out here who do love you and do appreciate you. It's just rare, right? And far and few between, where people don't have like their own they don't have their own, like, what do I call that, prerogative, right, when trying to get to know you. So I do feel like you, okay, so you've done the right thing. I want to let you know that you've done the right thing, but just realize why. Okay, I want you to think about why. And I think now I also want you to think about what you want in your next group of friends that didn't exist in this one. Not even group of friends, maybe just friend, right? What you want in your next friend. What type of values do you want that person to have? What type of personality, right, do you want this individual to be? Do you want them to be the type of person that you can rely on every single day or every single week? Y'all can go out, y'all can do your thing. Or do you want it to be someone who kind of keeps their own distance? You know, they have their own life going on, but every once in a while y'all meet up, like once a month or once every couple of weeks y'all meet up for a little drink or something like that and commune. Know what you want, okay? Because it's just as important as any romantic relationship, by the way. Your friendships are extremely important. There's a health bar to a friendship, right? There is. There really is. Just like any other relationship, there's always going to be like points to where you start to feel like maybe the situation, you know, is no longer cutting it for me. You know, maybe now it's like a situation that's actually hurting me instead of helping me and helping me heal. You know, because I'm trying to find myself and I can't deal with people who are holding me back from that. Right? So you've done the right thing. You weeded out the face. Yeah, and you were like, well, y'all think I'm playing, but I'm not. I'm not. You said, it's too late. I was willy-nilly. You're funny. You're goofy. You did weed out the fakes, though. I'm confirming it for you. You weeded it all out. But now, contemplate. Think about it. I don't want you to sit in your anger, in your rage, when in reality, they're not even worth being angry or you know, feeling that over. It doesn't matter how many years these people have stayed in your life. It's like you even realize back in the day that there was a limit to how much you can handle and how much you can take of the idiocy, of the stupid shit. That's why you kept yourself at a distance. So I don't want you to continue to sit in anger and rage like that. Because I know that's not healthy for anyone. I know that's definitely not healthy for you. You know, what you're going to realize too is that you're going to feel very lonely. And I know you're not going to want to feel that feeling, but I want you to get used to now doing things alone once again. Because even though you've been doing it alone, like I want to confirm that for you, like you have been doing it alone, it's different when you don't have the distractions. It truly is. And the distractions meaning the friends and the people. Okay? It's just different. You'll start to feel like truly alone. And that feeling is something that you're going to have to get comfortable with, especially with what you're wanting with yourself. Because you want a lot out of life. I just feel that. You definitely still want a lot out of life, and you still fighting for it. Your next friend group, you're also going to want to create boundaries. Because involving those people all up in your business at all, you know, it's going to have to mean something for you. Yeah, they definitely feel like children. Feels like you set the children into timeout type situation. You set them into timeout. But there's a lot that you want for yourself. And all of that, I feel like can happen. You know, as long as you're just willing to work with, like, the fact that you might be alone for a lot of that journey or a lot of that time. Remembering why it's very needed and I'm not alone. Yeah, no, you with yourself, and that's the most important part, right? You with yourself. Like, you can understand a lot more being with yourself. When you're in a group, there's so many dynamics that happen where you're unable to control it, right? Because a lot of the time, I think when we think of a friend group, we think of like, oh yeah, let's go out, have fun, let's do things together, let's go out and do activities like hiking and doing this shit and doing that shit, like whatever you're into, right? That feels good. It feels good to be a part of a family, even if it's a fake family structure. It feels good to be a part of the family, right? But then once the family starts getting toxic and people start taking sides and people start talking shit and doing this and doing that, like, that's where we run into problems. So you can make a family for yourself, and it starts with you. It starts with you getting yourself better and healing. And once people start on that back, they ain't worth keeping around. Like, they should know also to release you too. And I think a lot of people are going to have trouble releasing you, Phoenix. I've been alone a majority of my life. I feel that. But then sometimes there's a balance, right? Because sometimes we get too used to doing things alone. We get so comfortable in doing things alone that when anyone else comes around, especially when it comes to like love, we need a lot from them, like a lot of entertainment in order for them to catch our eye. When in reality, it's like we need to be giving the same energy. We need to be able to communicate and focus up and be vulnerable and all that shit too. But sometimes when you're alone, you forget how to be vulnerable with others because you've been doing it with yourself for so long. And we all have different forms of communication too. How we talk to ourselves, you know. You're only meeting your own needs when you're alone. And then all of a sudden you have to meet someone else's needs. Is anyone blocking me, or what's my blockages? What's up with these people around me? I don't think anyone's blocking you, huh? Not at all. I don't think anyone's blocking you. And it shows from the action that you just took, by the way. It shows by the action you just took. Because if they was blocking you, you would have sat in that situation for even longer and cared about it for a lot more. You know what I mean? I'm making sure I am what I want to attract. Don't want to become stiff, bitter. I am love. So I want to move in power, but with love. It's a lighter love. I agree with that whole, and that's a really, really good outlook, actually. And you put it perfectly. The way you just typed it, you put it perfectly. I am love. I'm moving with a purpose and with intention, but I'm still love. I'm still loving. Good. Like I say, you know, it's going to take you some time to recover from the hurt. You know, it feels good right now, but it's going to be waves. It's going to come in waves. Especially as new people enter your life. Doesn't matter if it's romance or, you know, anything else. It's coming in waves because it's something you've been dealing with your whole entire life. Trying to belong somewhere that doesn't want you to belong there. A song just popped up for you. I'm gonna put this song in. Hold up. Snack time. Yeah, I ain't kind of getting a little hungry. Look up this song, Phoenix. And with the lyrics, too. With the lyrics. Of course. You are seen. You are heard. Most definitely. And you did the right thing. Contemplate. Remember, think about it. Think about the reasons why. Like, listen to that song too. That song's for you. For real. was so damn stupid, thought I needed it. So stupid, thought I needed it. I was so damn close to leaving. I was so damn close to breathing. I was so damn stupid, thought I needed it. So stupid, thought I needed it. Had to fuck with my luck. I was so damn close to breathing. I was so damn stupid, thought I needed it. So stupid, thought I needed it. I was so damn close to breathing. I was so thought I needed it. So stupid, thought I needed it. Twitter is wild, yo. People pull on your energy like a motherfucker. See ya. Make sure you subscribe. And if you would like a community to join, I do have a Discord community that you can. More than likely, what's gonna happen is we're gonna do like video calls, voice calls, and that sort of thing. It's something like tame. You don't have to show up. You know what I mean? You don't have to show up. But a lot of the time, we're gonna be talking about spiritual shit. We're gonna be talking about tarot, and I'm gonna do that live. So if you're not wanting to put yourself out there, don't have to. But it's just a thought. It's just a thought. You know, it's nothing you have to keep up with or anything like that. No pressure on it. I'll put that right there. If you don't know what Discord is, it's basically like a chat room system where you can video call, you can video chat, you can voice chat, and all that type of shit. And I don't run with all that toxic shit. Like, once people start something toxic, they're out. So I'm just letting you know, like, it's nothing like that. Once people start talking about people's business and doing all that shit, they're out. I don't play with that. I do not play with that. Thanks for giving the energy, though. I think what I'm gonna do is get off and then I'll get back on later. Just because we're about to get a big storm here, and I can already feel like the internet is probably gonna bust out because my phone be acting up and everything like that. So I'm gonna try to get on later tonight, and I don't think we'll do Discord just tonight. As I said, I'm trying to do it Friday night because I know we coming into the weekend, so that'll be something interesting. We'll figure it out then. But I want to get on tonight again and do one of these and possibly do a Capricorn collective reading. So I posted that Discord link in the chat. Y'all can join up just to prepare for Friday. If you interested, but you don't have to do it, like I said. And also, you can stay in the chat. You can stay in the chat if you want to. Literally. Because these readers be trying it with their readings via email. Once you pay, like, girl, I would just read my own card. Yeah, right. I feel like it's really important to also get free messages out there. Because I don't feel like I should have to protect, like, the information that I know about people. I don't feel like I should have to protect that. I feel like that should be worldwide. Like, there's some shit that people just got to know. They have to know. So... yeah, that's kind of how I base my readings on. I try to make sure that everybody gets a little bit of something, and even if you're not hearing something very specific for you, you definitely can hear through other people's messages what you should be doing. Because a lot of like people attract each other, right? Like people who are alike, they're always going to attract each other. They're always going to be in the same space, in the same place. And you could just catch the ass end of something that I'm saying, and it applies to your life in that particular way. And connect with people on a real level, absolutely. That's like one of the biggest things for me is, I read you, right? I read you, I look into your feelings, I look into your emotions, but to hear your voice, to actually like connect the energy to the voice, to connect the energy to the face, it's totally different. It's something that's much more intimate and it's crazier. It's crazier. Right, there's a lot more of an effect. I feel like, when somebody can look you in your motherfucking eyes, and you could look them in their eyes, the connection is a lot stronger. Yep, paid or not, doesn't matter to me. I'm open to it as long as the person is open to it. Of course, I got to get my bread up too. I don't want to feel like I'm sitting there and not really getting anything back. But it's not necessary. I don't want to make it about me. You know what I mean? That's why. Like, I'm not here to share my trauma and my innermost, secrets and thoughts. I'm here for y'all. So, that's what makes it easier for me. The financial just keeps this channel going because I be putting up ads every 5 seconds. So, we just got to get more and more people and spread the messages. Spread healing, spread love, make sure everyone is seen. So even if I don't talk to you necessarily directly, you see it. But I appreciate y'all. Thank you for popping through. If you like this reading, make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications, join the Discord. If you somebody who wants something more personal where nobody has to hear your business, I do personal readings. If you go to my LINKTREE, then you'll see the information there. You can hit me up on any source of social media in order to get a personal. Bugaboo keeps texting. Bugaboo. You'll see how much a bugaboo he is. You'll see. If it's something you're worth putting into. But anyways, I appreciate y'all. And I love y'all. See you.